Fox News alert: in a partial agreement, Hamas has agreed to release all Israeli hostages in what could be a long-awaited progress on the peace deal.
As we prepare to mark 2 years since the October 7th this week, a brand new film out in theaters this weekend is shedding light on some of the heroes that day who helped rescue innocent Israelis from Hamas brutality that day.
Basically what I felt, that I'm on a mission, and I'm going to use all my experience, all my knowledge, all my values to save my family. As simple as this.
Filmmaker Barry Avrich joins us now. And Barry, this film is really remarkable. You followed that individual. Tell us a little bit about it, and what do you hope viewers will take away from your film?
This is an incredible story. Imagine getting a text from one of your children at 6:30 in the morning saying that your house has been invaded by terrorists.
Incredible.
You're the father. What would you do? So he took this journey, which should have been an hour, was 14 hours, got ambushed by terrorists the whole way through, and then saves his son, daughter-in-law, and 2 grandchildren under the age of 4. It's an amazing story. For me, this isn't a film wrapped in a flag of a country. It's wrapped in the flag of a family. What would you do if this happened to you?
But it was initially pulled from the Toronto Film Festival back in August. Can you tell us why?
They were concerned about protests. They were concerned about, they were suggesting that perhaps I didn't clear the footage from Hamas. That does not have a licensing division, to the best of my knowledge. And so global pressure sort of suggested this was not a good idea. The film went back into the Toronto Film Festival last month, where it won the top prize. So happy about that.
It is kind of amazing to think about that day, October 7th, and how so much of that has been sort of forgotten as, you know, you see these protests on college campuses, and everybody wants to talk about what's going on in Gaza right now, and forgetting what started all of this. Why have people had such a hard time dramatizing this very important story that shouldn't be forgotten?
Well, it's a great question. I've always said that I think people will remember how the war ended, but not how it started, which was the invasion by terrorists. It's a very difficult story to tell without taking a political point of view, given what's gone on in the region. And I understand that there's been suffering everywhere. But at the end of the day, where did it begin? With terrorists that have come in, slaughtered innocent people, and hostages 2 years later that are still there. That's why, you know, I'm very, very optimistic that this deal, this peace plan that President Trump has brought forward will deliver, and I think it will.
We want to play a clip from your movie.
Thank you.
I was afraid to think about what would happen if I will come and they are not alive. How can I continue my life if they are not alive? I was willing to do everything in order to save my family.
Such a powerful story there, and he of course went into kibbutz and was fighting. You know, do you think 2 years later there is a real message for not only Israelis but the whole world?
I think there is a message that, you know, we're all human beings. We have to stop for a second and look at the arc of family. That's what this is about. You cannot characterize this film. It's like saying the Come From Away, that great musical, is a 9/11 musical. You know, this is a film about family, and the message is stop, let's spend some time. The universal message is we all have families, and let's spend some time together.
Well, you had mentioned that, you know, it had become politicized. It shouldn't be. I mean, the slaughter of 1,200 people that shouldn't be a political issue. That should just be a human issue.
Well, exactly. And, you know, there'll always be critics with this film that say what hasn't been said about this film. That's not the film I'm making. I'm making a film about heroes on that day, heroes that saved their family.
Interesting.
The film is The Road Between Us, the ultimate rescue today. Do you hope that really not only in America but in Canada and elsewhere that people will turn out and see this film?
I hope so. I hope so. You know, again, the message is what I thought would happen with this film, and certainly the global pressure to put the film back in the Toronto Film Festival, is that for 72 hours there was a ray of hope. The only hope that came out of October 7th and that entire tragedy was that you can spend some time with your family. You can save lives. And so I'm hoping people go and see the film and get that message.
Barry Avrich, thank you for being here, and thanks for making that film.
Thank you very much.
We can't wait to see the movie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barry.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.